what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, also known as Real Southern Belle. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So in this video, I basically wanted to describe our process of getting married aboard Carnival Valor. We decided to get married on a cruise ship, and I got a couple of questions on like how we did it, how was the process, what was it like. So I'm going to kind of break that down for you guys today in this video. And if you're thinking about getting married on a cruise, or if you know somebody who's thinking about it, I definitely do recommend it, y'all. It was a very beautiful ceremony and reception with our family and friends. So let's get into this video. So number one, so why choose a cruise in the first place? So for me, I knew at a young age that I wanted to have a nice wedding, but as I started to get older, and I'm 30 years old, y'all. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I actually would prefer something very small and very intimate. And so we was having the conversation. I think we were talking to like my mom at the time, my husband and I, and we was like, you know what? We actually like that idea. Get married on a cruise ship. Like we was talking about how fun it would be, how great of a vacation it would be. So that's pretty much how it came about. We just thought about it, and then we started looking up different cruise lines, right? So the cruise line that we chose, of course, is Carnival. So we chose Carnival because we knew that we'd have family and friends, and we'd also have little kids that were going to come. So we was like, you know what, let's choose Carnival because this is the best fun option for us. Carnival has a lot of different activities, and I feel like Carnival is a good cruise line for anybody who's any age. So we felt that this would be like the best cruise to choose for us and for our family members. So after deciding we wanted to do Carnival and looking up cruises online, we decided to go ahead and call and book our room and get everything started. So that was pretty much the first step for us. We had to call and we had to book our room. And then once we did that, we also had to get a group booking number that we can send to our family and friends who wanted to come on the cruise with us. So that's pretty much how it started. I didn't use a travel agent or anything like that. I was pretty much the group leader. I called into the groups line, and that's how I got the group booking number for everyone. Now, as far as like getting married on a cruise and doing the whole wedding package with Carnival, you do have to call into that line separately. So it's two different things, y'all. So we had to call, get our room, and then we had to call the weddings line and actually book the wedding ceremony. So those are two separate lines, and you pay for those two things separately. So once I called into the wedding line, I kind of communicated with the person on the phone, like just kind of letting them know like what I was looking for. And then they pretty much went over the different packages with me. Now I did kind of see these packages beforehand because I went online and just kind of looked at the information to see the cost and to see pretty much how does everything work. So once we decided what we wanted on the phone, we went ahead and gave them our payment information, and they started our process for our wedding. And they also did assign a wedding coordinator to us once it got closer to the actual wedding. After we hung up the phone call, they did send us a wedding contract. Now we did have to go ahead and sign the contract, just telling you things about how the wedding is going to go pretty much. I think there was a consent form about like if they can use your videos and pictures and things like that. And they had some other things as well, such as like photography packages, video packages. So we knew kind of all of this before the wedding started. And then we also got additional information, like if we wanted to book a DJ. We also got paperwork about food, how we would book the food, and the food items that we got to choose from. So pretty much all the paperwork was sent via email. And then we had a certain date to send in each document. In a guest list with all of our guests, and then the kids, we had to like include their room numbers, we had to include their dates of birth, different things like that all on this. But we did have a due date for each document, and I kind of kept everything on track, y'all. I'm super organized, okay? So I definitely had everything written down in my notes on my phone, just so I can keep track of like what I needed to turn in and whatnot. But everything was pretty much clear. You know, Carnival was very like sharp with that. You know, they let us know exactly what it was going to be. And yeah, and that's how we pretty much got started with our wedding package and wedding contract. I'd say like the beginning of March, like March 2024 is when we started like sending out text messages to family and friends to see, hey, like we're going to get married on a cruise ship. Like who wants to come with us? This will be so much fun. And we pretty much gave them the details, which was like the cruise we were going to go on, like the exact dates. And then the exact destinations, and we gave them a deadline to let us know if they're going to come or not. And this is something that we wanted to know, you know, ahead of time, so we know how to book everything, because we had already got the group booking number and all that. But I think to get like certain perks or whatever, you have to have like, I think 8 cabins. Our actual wedding date was December 1st, 2024, and we left for the cruise the day before that, we actually left for the cruise on November 30th. So our cruise was from November 30th, 2024 to December 5th, 2024. So after everyone pretty much told us if they were coming or not, then we let them know they can go ahead and start booking their cruise either through the link, or they could call Carnival to go ahead and do that. And we gave them the group booking number and different things that they needed to go ahead and get started. But the process was super easy, and the way we had everyone book under that group number was super easy because I was able to keep track of everyone who was booking. I would get like confirmation emails when people would make payments and different things like that. So I was able to keep track of everything, and I love how Carnival had like a date where all of us needed to pay our full amounts by a certain date. So everyone had the information up front. It was a very good process, and Carnival has this thing where you basically pay like a small deposit at the beginning. If you don't want to pay full up front, you can do that, and then you have like a couple of months later to pay it. So I actually love the fact that we started doing everything back in March 2024 because it basically gave people until, I think our deadline was like in September. So they had March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So we gave them like 7 full months to go ahead and like plan everything, get everything together, and complete their booking with Carnival. So that was pretty much our planning time. When it comes to getting married on a Carnival cruise, there are some things to consider, such as like guest consideration. So you might want to think about that whenever you're booking a cruise. So with Carnival, the wedding package that we had, it was a package for 20 people, which included my husband and I. So that was pretty much the package that we got. Now you can have additional people, but if you go over that number, you do have to pay per person, and it's a different price depending on the age. I think the kids under 7, I think everything was like free for them for the reception, but anyone over that age, we had to pay an additional fee per person with the wedding package that we had chose. But I think the absolute maximum amount of people that you can have is like 59 or 60 people. And I kind of wanted to leave that number like a little open just in case a few other family members would decide to join, or a few of my friends would decide to go ahead and join on the cruise. So we did have some wiggle room there, but we ended up with about 35 wedding guests, and it was just the perfect amount of people. I love small, intimate gatherings, so that was like really good for that type of person. That's something to keep in mind. I think Carnival is great for that, but if you're looking to have like a wedding ceremony with 500 people, Carnival won't accommodate that. They only go up to, like I said, that 59, 60 number, and that also includes the couple. So you have to think about that too. But I think 35 is like a pretty good number. But if you do want to stay inside of your wedding package and not go over that, there is a limit of 20, which includes the couple. Now, the photographer and videographer that we had for our Carnival wedding was one person, and he did a great job, y'all. He came to our room while we were getting ready. Chris got ready like ahead of me because I didn't want him to see me with my dress on. So they got some pictures of him. And then once it was my turn, I was like putting on makeup and different things like that. He captured some of that footage, and the photographer also got some footage with me and my parents. And I love how he did like the photography and the videos, because I definitely wanted pictures, but I also did want video footage as well. Now, I do wish that we had more video footage of the reception. A lot of the video that we purchased, it was more so like the ceremony and like us saying our vows and things like that, not so much the reception piece on board. But overall, I'd say it was really cool. How the Carnival Weddings Department, they communicated with us the whole time. Like, they kept calling our room, letting us know, hey, this is the time the photographer is going to be. This is time we're going to go down and get Taylor and bring her up to the ceremony. Like, everything was just in order. And then the day before the wedding, which was Saturday, November 30th, we actually met with one of our wedding coordinators that night that helped us along when we were on the cruise. And she kind of just went over everything. She showed us a space where we're going to have the ceremony, and she quickly showed us like where we would walk and different things like that. And we did not have a wedding party, y'all, and we had a blast, you know, just us two. And I think that was something that was very special to us. You know, it wasn't about anybody else but us too. With Carnival, you do have to choose if you want to buy your pictures and buy your videos before you leave the cruise, y'all. So you can't go home and then decide, okay, I want all of these pictures, da 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 da. No, you have to pick out what you want while you were there. So with the package that we got, we did get to pick a certain amount of pictures that are on a USB file. They gave that to us, and then we also chose the video, which we also have on a USB as well. All the footage that we want with us, and then we also got these really cool photo books. Actually, let me go ahead and get them so I can show you. I love how they had like everything ready for us, y'all. Like, they had examples of how everything would look. And this was the accordion book right here. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm trying to show the best in the camera that I can. But we basically got to like pick which pictures that we wanted to be inside of this accordion and different things like that. So they had that set up for us. So with the wedding package that we got, it included that book. And then let me show you guys the big book, y'all. This is the book that I absolutely love. This is the book that I absolutely love, y'all. I think they did an amazing job. And our photographer, he was the one who put this all together for us. So this is the book right here. And basically it was like stick and paste. So he pretty much printed out pictures that we wanted in here. And it's just so pretty, y'all. The way they have everything, like our wedding guest. And I mean, it was just beautiful, right? So we got these two things that are like actual physical products. And then, like I said, the rest of the pictures and the video that we got are on a US. That was our photography and video situation. But like I said, we did have to like choose all of this stuff before we got off of the ship. So they did give us time to do it. Like, I know, like, they showed us everything and they kind of gave us a few hours to just kind of think about what we wanted, go over the packages and really decide. So I love how like they never like rushed us. They kind of gave us the time that we needed to figure out what we had wanted. I think the ceremony overall was just so perfect, y'all. I remember going down the elevator and taking pictures around the ship. Everybody was just like, oh my God, you guys look beautiful. You guys look great. So I definitely got a lot of compliments. I for sure got a lot of compliments on my bouquet. I got my bouquet from Amazon. I have it up here, you guys can see, but it's a very like blinged out bouquet. I did not want a flower bouquet because I feel like everyone has that. I wanted something bling, and I wanted something that was going to show my personality. Like, that is what I love, y'all. I love the glitz, the glamour, the bling. Okay, so that's why I went ahead and I chose that bouquet. I also got this bride hat right here in the background. I didn't get to take any pictures of it. I actually forgot to take pictures with it, but I just wanted to have that just in case I would be able to get like a really cute picture. Everything was glitz and glamour, y'all, down to the shoes that I wore and down to my dress. My dress was beautiful, y'all, and my dress was a Mori Lee dress. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that designer, but it's Mori, M-O-R-I-L-E-E. That is where my dress came from, Mori Lee, and I actually got it at a local boutique in my hometown. They had the dress, and y'all, this was the last dress that they had at this boutique, and it was my size. So I was like, you know what, this is a sign from God, y'all. This is gonna be my dress, okay? And then I went on Amazon and I found this bling belt, and we got the bling belt added to the dress. So the dress was just beautiful. It was amazing. And then I got my veil from Amazon. So I pretty much put things together exactly how I wanted. The way everything came out, like the ceremony and the reception on board was just a 10 out of 10 for us. I think we loved everything. The cake was amazing. We loved the food options that we had for our guests. And it was more so buffet style with different food items. So I really did love that too, about our wedding and our wedding reception that we had on board. And then the DJ, y'all, that we had, he was playing those songs, okay? Like, I felt like I was back in my hometown. Like, he was playing like swing out music and all the music that we actually loved. And we even made some like song requests. And I am a Delta. I don't know if you guys know that or not. And my sorority sisters were there. And they also sang the Sweetheart song to me once the wedding and the reception was over. Before the wedding, you do have a specific time slot, and you do have a specific time for your reception as well. Now, you can add additional time if you want to, but that does cost extra. And then also, like, to book the DJ, that was also an additional charge as well for the wedding. But overall, I feel like it was the perfect amount of time because everybody was on the cruise with us for the whole 5 days. So, you know, we had a lot of time to spend together and hang out and just overall vacation on board. Carnival really did treat us like royalty, you guys. I mean, from the moment that we walked in for the ceremony to like the reception, and then even after that, y'all, they were sending like bottles of wine to our room. We also had a complimentary honeymoon dinner with Carnival at the steakhouse on board Carnival Valor, and that was really nice as well. They let us kind of choose the day and time that we wanted to go and have that honeymoon dinner, and they had like lamb chops and just steak and all of these different items that we got to choose from. We got to try out some wine, so it was just a 10 out of 10 experience, y'all. And as far as the cake, you do not get to bring the cake. I forgot to mention that. You don't get to bring the cake with you after you leave the reception, but you can have it in your room, you know, to finish it on the ship, but you can't take it off of the ship. So we didn't get to bring any of that cake home, but that's okay because I felt like we ate a good chunk of that cake, y'all. I think everybody liked it. And yeah, so everything was perfect with that, but just keep that in mind. So it wasn't the type of cake where you can, you know, save the top of the cake, because normally that's a tradition. You save the top, you freeze it, and you eat it the following year. But we didn't get to do that with our Carnival cake. I did want to talk a little bit just about considering the potential challenges that may come along with getting married on a cruise ship like we did. So the first thing I want to talk about is just kind of like a lack of creative control. So I didn't have control over like the decor. I didn't have control over like how the cake would look and different things like that. I do remember a few days before the wedding, they did actually call me to see if I wanted to bring my own cake topper, but I just went ahead and went with the standard Carnival cake topper, which was like 2 hearts all together. And I think that was really nice and really beautiful. We did go ahead and choose our cake flavors. We chose coconut and we also chose chocolate. So everything ended up being really tasty and really good. To choose 4 hot items and then 4 colder items for the actual reception as far as the buffet. They have a lot of creative control when it comes to like decorating. Like they have the standard setup and you just kind of have to roll with 10 days before the cruise, they called us, they let us know like the room, the time, and the day that our wedding was going to be on. And I was so excited that our wedding was going to be on day 2 because I really wanted to kind of get that out the way. That way we can go ahead and enjoy the rest of the vacation with our family and just kind of, you know, do whatever after that. And I wanted to make sure that it was early enough to where everything still looked fresh, you know, my nails, my hair, everything like that was in order. So yeah. But we definitely did, you know, we didn't have a lot of creative control when it came to our Carnival wedding, but I think it was perfect. I think I had creative control over the things that I wanted to have creative control over. So like, you know, my dress and, you know, the bouquet and just different things like that. I got to tell my guests to wear like certain colors, like browns and nudes and pinks and blues. We sent that to our guests as well. So I did kind of like have my own creative control in my own way. And then also another thing to think of if you're planning on doing a Carnival wedding is weather conditions. Now for us, we did not do a destination wedding. So basically with Carnival, you get 3 different options, right? So you can do either a wedding where you get married while the ship is still at the port at the beginning and you can have family members come on board, watch you get married, and then they leave. Or you can do like us and get married at sea. And this was perfect because we were already kind of sailing whenever we had our wedding ceremony. And we had it inside of a room. It was inside. I didn't have to worry about my makeup sweating. It was just the perfect option for us. And then the third option would be to get married like at a beach once we got to our destination, like in Mexico. And I didn't want to have that destination wedding because I'm like, my makeup is gonna be sweating, my hair gonna be frizzing. I was just thinking of every little thing, y'all, as to why I did not want to get married outside. Even though it would have been pretty, but I was like, yeah, no. So I did go ahead and get married at sea. So you definitely do want to consider like weather conditions if you're choosing on getting married on a cruise or doing the destination through Carnival. Also, another potential challenge is that like people can get seasick on board. I've been on 3 Carnival cruises and I've never gotten seasick or anything like that. We didn't have anybody with us that got seasick either, but that's just also something to consider. People may get seasick while being on the cruise, so that's just something to be mindful of. And then also guest attendance, right? That's something that you also have to think of, and you have to think that some people may not be able to make it, you know, if you choose to do at sea like us, because getting married at sea means that everybody who wants to see us get married, who wants to be at our wedding ceremony, they have to be on the cruise with us the whole time. So we're very thankful for our tribe who traveled with us because they took 5 days, y'all, out of their lives, like Saturday all the way till the next Thursday to spend with us, you know, to go on this cruise. And so that was a big ask, you know, so I really am thankful for everybody who made a way to get there. Like, I really, really do appreciate it. And then it was also the week, like right after Thanksgiving, because like I said, we left November 30th from New Orleans, Louisiana, and we arrived back on December 5th. So we even had people on our cruise, y'all, they had their babies, okay? So they even took the babies out of school to come on the cruise with us. So yeah, when I tell y'all we're appreciative, we're like really, really appreciative. Everything was great. I definitely do recommend it. And then lastly, I just want to go ahead and mention that we did have a second reception on land a few days after we got back from the cruise. So we got back on Thursday, December 5th, and we had a full-blown reception Sunday, December 8th. Now, I was good with just getting married on the cruise, doing my reception on the cruise, going back home, okay? But my dad and my husband was like, no, I think we should have something else for the people who weren't able to come on the cruise, and yada, yada, yada. So we decided to go ahead and have that extra reception. So we had some good food there. We had family. We had friends there. We had a beautiful cake as well. And yeah, I got to kind of put my little creative control hat back on for that. You know, I got to pick out the colors. So we went with like an ivory and black color theme, and it was really pretty with hints of gold. I definitely do, you know, say if you guys, you know, want to get married on a cruise, still do it. You know, even if you have to have a little reception after, you know, like we did, go ahead and do that if you want to. But I feel like just the ceremony and the reception on board, I feel like that was enough, y'all. Like I felt like we could have just wrapped it up after that. I'm thankful for my parents who just ensured that we had like a really good like reception on land with our people who couldn't make it the cruise. So yeah, so everything was beautiful, y'all. Every single part of the wedding process was just beautiful, just how I envisioned it. You know, I'm thankful for my family members who actually made everything, you know, such a beautiful experience for me. I had an engagement party. I had a bachelorette beach bash. You know, my mom was there with me, and my aunts was with me, you know, getting my dress and just different things like that, all leading up to the big day. It was all worth it, and I'm so thankful, you know, for my tribe. And I am married to the best man on earth, y'all. I love Chris so much. And he loves me, of course, because he married me, duh. But I'm just so excited about this next chapter for us, and getting married on a Carnival cruise was, you know, it was just such a great experience. 10 out of 10, and I definitely do recommend it. If you guys have any other questions, please leave that down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.